Following the symbolic release of human remains, the Mapungubwe Descendants decided to hold a cleansing ceremony at Mapungubwe National Park on the 6th of November 2007. The cleansing ceremony is an African cultural practice held in preparation for the return and reburial of human remains and ancestral spirits to their place of origin. Traditional healers from all the Mapungubwe descendants practice their rituals jointly and as individuals. They jointly throw bones to seek guidance and approval from their ancestors. Prior to the cleansing ceremony, the Mapungubwe descendants held a meeting to discuss ways to harmonize their various cultural and ritual practices. 4 of the indigenous groups declared that they had no traditional or ritual practices to follow during cleansing, but were prepared to be part of all proceedings. These included Saint Council, Chibula royal family, Lishiba royal family, and Hamacheti royal family. The Bangona Cultural Movement and Lemba Cultural Association agreed to merge their practices in the interest of unity and progress.
I just want people to know which people were amongst us. The Lishiba family were represented by the chairperson of Lishiba family, which is Calvin, who's interpreting. Lishiba Boboli Merongane. Sibula family was represented by Silas Sibula, and the Bangona people were represented by Bondima and Bonepawe, and Balemba was represented by was represented by the old lady Bomasindi, and also Bomasindi Mukeguru. Dibone aba batu baba bahone ba chibula bobo imelelwa ngabo Sila Sibula ba Lishiba bobo imelelwa ngaono munna asabadeliwe ba balemba bobo imelelwa ngabo Masindi Mukeguru bahone ne patini tamusiba bachinga baba ngona bobo imelelwa ngabo Ndima nabo Nepawe ba nabo Koka baba ho. Again hoba nabo Serote na bangwe banganga bano bakopa freedom park bongi mtu mkulu we discussed in length. We were discussing about 3 things. Rari kwamba ngasitu ziraro
yaka hari re tlhakane mo ya itse gore Ribusa masapa bo re mogolo bane ba dula mo Mapungubwe.
As we are all gathered here, we know that our main purpose is to bring back the remains of our grandfathers to come back to their place of birth. Divasori mushumo wa shumulwa ne wotangana hapa nubwisa masaleli abo makuru kukwasho uri babuye fetu habo ha udzo.
Mopuong ene re bua ka go buisa marapa bo khoko bile ra bua ka gore ke tshwanelo gore re tlhatswe tulo e re leng mo yona e.
The main discussion was to say, as we bring back the remains of our grandfathers, would have to do the rituals and cleansing. Ro sumbedzela uri musi ri tshi vhuisa marambo avo makhulukuku washu hu funa u handululwa hapa hune ra khou vha hone.
Re buisane ka nako e telele gore go tlhatswa go go ra eng.
We discuss in length what is the meaning of cleansing. Ro amba uri na izwi zwithu zwa u handulula zwi amba mini.
Ra dumellana gore re tshwanetse re ire gore re tlhatswe tulo e, re tlhatswe batho, re tlhatswe le naga e.
We had agreed that we should, then cleansing should affect 3 areas. It's for the people, the area itself, and the lelefas, and the land.
Ene re tla re ha re tlhatswa re tla e tlhatswa ka setso sa batho ba agileng mo.
When we do cleansing, we'll do it through the people who were residing at this place, who are the descendants.
Ra dumellana ge gore bana ba bagolo ba ne ba dula mo ba tla re laetsa bona gore go tlhatswa go ka se ga mo go tla dirwa jang.
So therefore, our agreement was that now the people who were residing in this place will then be able to lead us and said, if we are going to do the cleansing, how are we going to do it? Robert Kosumbezala musi uchi handululwa vane va fethu kana vena vathu vane va khori va bva henefha va ḓo ri sumbedza uri na vha tshi handulula fhethu vha u handululisa.
Re dumellane gore leloko le leng le le leng le tla tlhatswa ka mokgwa le itseng, le tlhatswa ka nako e tshwantseng e tlhatswa ka lona le ka mokgwa o ba itseng gore ba tlhatswa ka ona.
The agreement was that between these 5 groups, indigenous groups, each group will perform its ritual and cleansing in accordance with their customs and culture. Rotendelana uri ka zwitshavha zwoṱhe zwine zwa vha hone fhano vha ḓo ya vha ita zwa u handulula zwi tshi ya nga tshitshavha na nga nḓivho ine vha vha nayo na nga nḓila ine vhone vha ḓivha zwa ri zwithu zwi funa u itiswa hani.
Ra dumellana gore go tlhatswa go le go ira mosebetsi o wa setso o tla dirwa ka jena ke re.
We had also agreed that the cleansings will be done today. Ro tendelana uri ku handululwa u ḓo itwa namusi.
Ra be re ipotsa ge gore ga ba fetsa re ira yang gore go tlhatswa go se ke go nna fela gwa mo Mapungubwe mo e be go tlhatswa ga lefatshe le kaofela la South Africa.
We then said after each indigenous group has performed their ritual and cleansings, how then do we have a broader approach to say it is not Mapungubwe only where we should do the cleansings, but what about the whole area in large? Ropana uri musi ropedza uita zvenezvi zva u handulula hone ropedza u handulula uita zwithu zwa sheni pa Mapungubwe ri funa u dovha ra sedza uri apa fhethu hoṱhe ri u ita hani musi ri tshi khou ita mafhungo a handulula.
Hoṱhe e tshwanetse e bilele gore ra South Africa kaofela.
In other ways, we're talking about South Africa in large. Rekwamba nga shango la South Africa lote.
Ke mo re ileng ra dumellana ge gore re itse gore re etse yang go tlhatswa South Africa yo yotlhe re tla kopa dingaka.
Our agreement was that to know how to perform rituals and cleansing, we're going to invite the Inyanga to come and throw bones here. Ropana uri ri kone u ḓivha uri u khou yo itiwa mini u funa u vhidzwa vho pshashaliyolele vha ḓe vha dzi laṱe fhasi vha ambe uri hu itiwa mini na kani a thongo amba zwone. The agreement was that the 5 indigenous group, each group will then bring forward an Inyanga zviamba uri kha group hedzi ṱhanu vhaṅwe na vhaṅwe vha ḓo ḓisa ṅanga yavo ya vhewa zwarini ya dia na vhaṅwe dziṱhangu uri ri vhonale uri dzino amba zwone ndi dzifhio.
Le Freedom Park.
Freedom Park has also brought to Inyanga. Aba Freedom Park na wana bodana nganga mbili. Those two Inyanga has been doing cleansing and rituals throughout the whole South Africa in large. Aba batsinga mbili bano kuvande Freedom Park ndibo lebe bachenda bachiandulula shango lote ile la South Africa. All those Inyanga will come together. Aba batsinga bote nguri nari nandibo batoda batangana bakono amba ruitwana
kasinga ka he batla buisanya bona le badimo.
The Inyanga will then talk with the ancestors spiritual. Batwamba na badzimu. Then they will ask the ancestors that if we need to go forward, how are we going to do it? But uri mushumari na upanda rifuno itani. Riko umbura uri badoto manga mapungo eneba abo au pasa na udia zindaura. What we know is that the Inyanga will then perform their job in terms of their customs and religion and throw bones. The other things that we need to talk about is the animals that has been brought forth, that some of them are going to be used for sacrifice. Rikofanela uri wambedzani wongori idzi zvipukadzo dzisiwawo dzimbo dzina dzingu udzithabiswa hani.
Ka diphologolo gape mo re tla etelwa pele ke ba leloko lamo gore bona ka segabo bona ba sebedisa diphologolo tse di feng go tswa gore di dirwe setlhabelo.
So the people who are residing here will be able to lead us that when they do rituals and cleansings, what kind of animal do they normally use? Vane ba petu ba dokono ribudza kadzine ba dzishumisa ndedzipio.
Hare tamo ya South Africa ka ofela go pola di ngaka di tla buisana le badimo ka ditaola di lebelle gore phologolo ba tshwantseng ba tlhabele South Africa ka ofela ke efe.
Now the Inyanga will then talk with the ancestors in terms of performing the rituals and cleansing of the whole South Africa in large, and perhaps the ancestors will be able to tell them which type of animal are they supposed to use. Vadobudzisa vadzimu uri napuka ine rafuna uishumisa pano richidotabela shango lote ndipiyo zviitiwa ngadzithangu isini ngamumburo.
Ga ke itse gore ke setso sa bona fela nna ntho ke itseng ka sengaka ke gore ga go irwa mosebetsi ya o ya go tla ntshiwa bo rakgadi go ntshiwa le bo malome.
Now, I don't know how the peoples that are coming here, how do they normally perform their rituals? But what I know is that they will take bomalumi liborakadi. Udojiwa bomakadzi na makotsi munene baba bone bana ba tsula phanda.
Bo rakgadi le bo malome ke bona ba phahlang gore dilo di tswelle pele.
The people from the same clan of family, which are the elders of the aunt and others, will then meet and discuss how these things should be performed. ndi bone bane ba do phasa.
dingaka tsona di tla ira mosebetsi wa dingaka.
The inyanga will do their own.
Nanga be ke re tlogele mona ga ile gore go na le dipotso jalo jalo.
Nna di tsere mo wa ya re.
Rona ba ne re le mo gore ta ba dipotso tsa teng.
I suggest I pause.
Ka tong khopotsa ntwe nngwe e very important.
This person has reminded me something very crucial. Onkhumbuza zimwe zwithu zwa vhuṱhogwa nga maanḓa.
Gore ga re dutse yana
As we are seated here,
dingaka di re thuse gore re itse gore ke tulo e feng mo gare ga naga e mo re ka reng ga re batla go buisanya le badimo ka nako tsotlhe re ye mo teng go phasa.
what we should do now is to ask the Inyanga to assist us and ask our ancestors to tell us that as we met, which area from this place where we should meet and perform our rituals.
Gore ha se re khethile tulo ke tulo e re tla batla gore mongwe le mongwe ha tla mo a fete go teng a bonse tlhompho go ba dimo ba naga.
Once we had identified the place, it means anyone that comes to this area would have to pass from that spot to show respect to the ancestors of this place. Zvine zvataita ndi zvauri musi rono wana hapo petu zviamba ri muthu mumwe na mumwe ane a ḓo vha chidalela pa Mapungubwe u ḓo kombetshedzea uri a tshi ḓa a fhire henepo u sumbedza u ṱhonipha vhadzimu.
Gape ka gore a itse gore president o tla tla kwano ka di a itse gore ke ka di 20 or ka di 21
Ka di
20.
The president will pay us a visit on the 20th of November. Mupresidente ba ḓo vha vha fano Mapungubwe nga dzi 20.
Re tla kopa gore ga tla kwano e se e lokisitswe tulo eo e re ga tsena mo pele ntho a ntlha tshwantseng a etse a ye mo o tlo dibedisa badimo ba naga e.
What we would like is that as before the president comes, preparation should have been made so that when he comes over this place, we should take him first to the place so that he could show respect to the ancestors.
Ke a leboga.
Roleboa. Ri mupresidente vha tshi ḓa fano arali afho fhethu ho no dzudzanya musi vha tshi ḓa ra vha isa henefho uri vha ye vha yo ḓivhadza.
Alright. Yeah, okay, but was it from Serote Swambi? Una vamwe rakho ba diva kanoni. Gore una shava zwine zwi khou ita mushumo ri tshi khou tshimbila. Ba diri join ane pa vhukati.
We just want to introduce some of the guests which have joined us. Ri ḓo tama u ḓivhadza vhaṅwe vhaeni vhe vha ḓa na vhone u vha na riṋe fhano.
Ngori che ra thoma I process u ḓivha na vhathu vho ḓisaho tshikumbelo uri vha tama u vha a party ya mushumo ene wa Mapungubwe.
Since we started, there were some requests that were brought forth by the people that wants to take part and be part of this whole process.
Ndani kwa mlo ḓivhadza vho Senate uri vhathu vha ḓivhesa muṅwe wa miraḓo wa process ene. Vho Senate. Smart. Sorry. Go smart Go Philip Smart.
We just want to introduce. We just want to introduce Philip Smart, who has been born somewhere at Samaria here, and all his families were born here. Really was not. Abantu Philip Smart aba bebelwa hapo Brazil ya Samaria. Both never baby go bebelwa ene. Iyo no Brazil Samaria richiwa pa baiwa.
So some Serote amba mafungo ana musindia mafungo ane atlensi aya au handle mitangano ya shikazi ya panda ya steering committee. Na msasi mtangano wa steering committee.
We shall then continue with our series of meetings, but today we are not here for meetings, but we are here for cleansing.
So na ngorana ndikamburi na baba smarta na bamwe bari ndi ba mugwena bana bamwe bari ndi ba makane ndo ba visa ri shibana mitangano ri aralo na mafungo ne bayango ndibadza on ri na mtangano ne wa boru khambanga mafungo.
Now we would like to make sure that more stakeholders like Smarta which are the Bakwena and others, to be invited and be part and parcel of our meetings.
Okay, so
Re tlo umemma batho ba bangwe ba re re sa ba meme in the past, batho ba o tshwana le ba smata gore le bona ba be part ya steering committee gore ge re lokisa dilo le bona ba be gona.
mara undakho uri ndiri bo smart la ba be compatible ndiri mafunga urere a feli na musi mafunga urere a dzula tshi phana so arali muthu mona muṅwe tshi nyago da a ita zwa urere fano Mapungubwe uba otendele.
Cleansing does not stop for today. It will continuously going on and on. Mafhungo aya au pasa hagume. Ndiani bathu vatodia itanga usafiri.
Okay. Zvino arali bathu vana mbudziso nga mafhungo a cleansing. Vachonyaga kubusa bo Serote kazwe vavako yango talutshedza. Vachikonyaga uri vatandavudzi votendeli.
As daar enige iets wat die mense wil weet, jy kan maar julle verkwes voorbestel.
Yeah, otherwise nera kodeta zone zvino ndizori una bathu vene vakodoisa panda naza uthava dzimbudzi na dzingu na vamwe bathu vene vadoisa panda vafumakadzi zoita zva dzibhodho ngange then havana vamwe ava vadzinganga vomaine vatodzula pasi navo Serote vashuma mushumo wavo uyanga yaranganwa.
Those who are here for cooking purposes will then do so. The Inyanga will then join Dr. Serote to perform their job and whatever.
Yeah, and then yes, those who are slaughtering will still continue to slaughter.
Bane bataba bakoshija badodia panda na ushija.
Okay, ngoralo bathu bangava vo balangana zvino. Ndombera zore bathu vadzinganga ri dzulele falani pasi umaini vevadisonga zvichidzoya fala pasi Serote rise mafungo panda vamwe bathu dovavidza zvezvi zobika zvonothoma nazothava zvonothoma.
We shall then request the Inyanga to join Dr. Serote so that they could start with their normal job. Songo bana motho ane a senganga so go yang
balula na go Serote
da
balula le go Serote fela
ndivona ngari ndingati toda na leaders za the group ana fam obokoro wakono aba baranga phana va group ana fam obokoro wadadzula nabo Serote no ndi mumro wa kudinga manda kuchika.
So you know that if there is anyone amongst the group, one of them nominated by the group can go and join Dr. Serote and the Inyanga just to go and observe. Tutasongorua tishikange bori mawari minyasa.
Okay. All right. Ngoraro ringa banangana manga diwa bakuliza na ngoma.
Hey.
watu barabara banokubuya okanayani bakuzibona batu barabara baneka kubuya kanayani kubabisa kan wakhola zotekathabani
honorable lord kinale kaula tjari hiri maya khali uri wishaba shiba diarumelo ya le hiri la gore e ba isa bona motšhatwa la motšhatwa wa ya la yari tlapisa gore re tshela metsi ya re rumela
Yeah. Cell phones are off, please.
Statement the ceremony. Don't go too close.
Wako pia. Mungu wale. Jambo tangali dongo huliana bako.
Aruve. Bini bo makuku wa urini. Bini mangona babikwa na ibe. Ibe abiva ngona asala. Ikoni muisa pa machiko. Mabano chiwa. Yowe. Ifareleni. Okakane ubuji yao. Nisungurutana hapa machiko. Ikoni sumana kusiapa. Ine batulu wana wene. Bini bo makuku wa urini rizikwenda zabini. Riani suma pa machiko. No te bini Mapungubwe anepo. No te na Serote ngana panga ruchaka. Riani suma pa yowe. Karuzi nakele. Ezo karuzi nakele. Ziri nakele ripone bori batu vanera dochoro boga pepe. Aduba lenera buisabeni ri buise mbilu tsa beni di chele ni takale ni edele ni edetse nga kofi na
Ndao dozi karata ho bitsa mioya ya bona bo makhado karata ho bitsa bo nyabelo bo molema bo moshweshwe bo sekhukhune karata ho bitsa le bona bo hintsa karata ho bitsa bo zobusa karata ho bitsa bo chaka karata ho bitsa bo gungunyane karata ho bitsa mioya ya bona bo red boy karata ho bitsa moya ya bo John Dube karata ho bitsa bona bo moroka karata ho bitsa yona mioya ya bo Quma karata ho bitsa bo Sobukwe karata ho bitsa moya ya bona bo Piko karata ho bitsa moya ya bo Thambo kere bathe bo botlhe ka tseno mo re tlhakaneng mo teng bathe ba re tlotla ka matla re lokisa lefatshe le la Mapungubwe e ba bona ba ba retellang pele a batle ba botlhale ba rena ba bona ba re tshumele ba re khanyisetse tse tsotlhe di loko ndao dozi
Paese apa la panda budima next budima period kabo frise ibe apa la panda
vashavi valungana nguvu nova nichidzula note navangona hava vote navachivulana nichidzula navo noshangana siya kuti vanenge iseri richiyambelengwa kuti vakwachivula rekupira zino niva nichidzula note nitova vakona ni valungu zino nikuvangane note ganefa valungwana nguvo nikiteni kuvangane hapana vavenda vanu vene vavena bvanavo zino namusiriko nibwisa pano hayani hapana rivuyani mimuya yote idei kuvangane note vatsadiki mulwe wa ng'ombe mulwe waliko mle vatu nifuno kuvangana note vashavi navanenda sivambe nideni kuvangane note vungano vani note nakali zino wapanzi mwalali jana ezi ndizangavo ndianda chibuya iwe unokuva sena
madlozi oke para khulukhulu bo botlhe bogogo bo botlhe dinwang diteng badimo bo botlhe ba re ba itseng le ba re sa ba itseng batle ba amohele tulo e batle ba re tshwarele erile ra ba tlohella ba tseiwa ba ya mafatsheng a ba sa itseng ba lokollohe ba bone ya la shibo a banwe ndao le ke khopela gore se ona le ya la bona mo khaufi go go ba ka nna ba tsaya le gore ba ka kgona go kry-a mo khaufi go go maka ya go kry-a mo khaufi le ka nna la tlhela go kwendela le fetwe tlhela ka tara
kumbera mo ori jera halonga ngi kuri ba makazi ya bane ba bafa bo badukumishe
ya pheko
But don't parallel. Rapper could do handle an
So this comes, yes, I wanted to make sure that it also comes after a while.
Rekoni handulura no se hapa mlilo nuko duga zineleye kuri hapa kwa ubero kirezao kona na boine kona koko kule aligai kama tawanyeni lazima kono boye
Salumuti.
What are you doing?
Nakale no bani kizula note. Niko bashani.
Iya na nani yatsere kune mabale.
Ilikuwa kama mpaka wasa kutaka mama. Ya sio yote. Ndio inga ingotini hapa masibo. Sio. Yona ina mapepe.
Razifo wa mdzimba abva uya na mugwaro mabhyeni amatongoni mutu wa shango la nama muli shanga ra dapa la mavanga ene wa vulungu vutete vunolunjedzwa nga na njela sina njele wa paradza muregu wa chala chitso muhondwa nga lwanjelwa vimbi
Kabashere bakigula bashere kora bashere kautu manga parwa bakuna shera
Nani kwende?
Shera arroy denao.
Today's day is very much important day to the tribes that are here, because today they are interceding with the ancestors to report to them that we are now going to bring back the human remains which were unlawfully, which were just taken away unlawfully, and now we do apologize for what has happened and we are bringing them back. Please accept them. That is the message they are giving to the ancestors. And they've chosen this spot because they say many people were killed in this rock in the olden days. Now many spirits have been there around this area. However, all the tribes that are here, they're showing unity. That you can see that passion and the excitement of saying that at long last our ancestors are going to rest in peace. It's very important. And this is the area where afterwards, whenever they need to talk to the ancestors, when they need to pray, they will always come to this spot all the time. So it's an important day of their lives, because it has always been their wish that their human remains should be returned back to where they are. That is why we made an appeal to all institutions or individuals who know that they had taken some remains from here. They should please return them so that they have their rest in peace forever.
Minister, thank you so much. Generations to come for the future, what will places like Mapungubwe mean?
The generations to come, firstly, they will be able to know and understand their history and also their own culture. And that is why even when we are doing the reburial in those steel boxes, we are doing them in a way that they'll still be accessible to the generation to come. They might still want to know more about how these people lived. So we are giving that space so that they can do the research. It is not the end of it today when we lay these people to rest, but the research will still go on. We've got some of these families who are now staying in Zimbabwe and some in Botswana. We'll need to know more from those people, and so that we rewrite the history, we correct the history that civilization came during the colonial time. And this history here has shown us that it was there because people who stayed here, they were traders, and they used to trade with the East and the rest of Africa. So it's not a new thing. It's not something that was imposed. It's something that we had in our blood. I mean, that golden rhino. So our people knew about gold. They knew how to use it. So it means that they had geometry. They had, you don't have to go to this institution. Your indigenous knowledge. That's why we encourage that indigenous knowledge should be integrated into whatever we're doing in science, in all our walks of life. It will enrich it.
Thank you.
Mama,
Masiari batuwote. Ari mashaka kaba bochina busigote muroba. Ari mashaba wele nyana tome mushumu. Ndikombera uri ndi dibaze program director wa Shwapanon. Namuyeni ngazina labo advocate. Sonwabile Mangocho Bane Baba Muranga Panda Wachi Miswachino National Heritage Council. I was saying that amongst us we've got a very important guest by the name of Advocate Sonwabile Mangocho, who is the CEO of the National Heritage Council. Let me just remark that if it was not what you want to tell us and the cell phone appears to me as far when it is on Roma, they go affect a mic. Okay. Now I was saying that there is an important guest that would like to introduce. His name is Advocate Sonwabile Mangochwa, who is the CEO of the National Heritage Council. And I was saying that without him, this very important occasion and the important process that we are involved in would not have been possible. Let me tell you that he secured funding for the current process to the tune of $1 million and something. So nadikori hababu advocate Mangocho ndivone borotu saunga manda ka wana mashirini au rambeza hobu butambo engandela yoribori jenisera mashirini nusika milioni na baba tubene bakuba bonafa bachiko itazat camera bodisonga one. So even the camera crew that you are seeing here taking shots and video footage is due to his generous support. So if you can just give him a round of applause. Okay, Dido umbela bo Calvin. Bo Calvin the chief translator yash. So Dido umbela ba summarize nga chipili. Urna bangu batu ba fese so romba mi. Bo Calvin.
Kaburipana tlhaloso e be tswa ho Mr. Matsila e be ya hore re na le motshwara marapo wa rena yo a boletsweng ka leina ka mokare mokwele ore o thushitse ka mo a kgonang o thusha ka ona ka diranta tse fitlang milione wa re moshomo yo ka moka yo re beng mo ona yo lo bonang o le botse ka mogo di camera di video di tente tsa le di bonang e ka ba dilo tse dintsi ka bophara ba tsona ke ena ya thusitseng haholo gore moshomo yo re o fitlhelele ka gore ba department ba ka se kgone dilo tse ka moka ba ile teng ba tshwentse ba le batho ba bangwe ba ba thusang ba gore o be le partnership ke ka mokgwa le bonang re fitlhile mo re beng gona.
Before I call the program director, there are 3 changes on your program. The first one is the welcome and opening. We unfortunately don't have our executive mayor. Mr. Namaheni will do the welcome and opening as the park manager. And then the second change is that Mr. Edgane Rubaran will speak on behalf of St. Parks. On behalf of Dr. David Mabunda, who also could not join us. And that the last change is on vote of thanks, that is going to be delivered by the Deputy Minister instead of the Mayor of Musina, who sent apologies. Program yo change. Apa welcome na opening. Udo wabu park manager, which manga zone mayen. Apa kaune akwamba ba St. Parks badombe ronga Edgane Rubaran ngoribo mabunda ba apa kaulibu wa chipida chopeza chidaitwa ngavo Deputy Minister Mapudafasi. Evolution.
Hona li re lebeletse program ya rena hona le di phetogo tse di beng gona mo ho ha moeleng batho lo bula moshomo wa mamotha yo bo tshweng go dira ke mayor wa rena yo mogolo wa Bembe District Municipality ga gona maemong a e utloba Mr. Nemaheni ka fase ka kwa o dirwang vote of thanks go bo tshwantse go na le councilora wa masipala wa Mosina gona itloba motlhomphei mthusha minister wa rena wa environment wa tourism and environment affairs Marina Mema Budafasi.
Ngauralo rarkori batakuse program director ngamifuru.
Thank you so much.
Recording who are really who are.
Mr. Mashira. Mahol. Our Honorable Deputy Minister of the Department of Environmental Affairs and Tourism in South Africa, Mayor Joyce Mapudafasi. Let me also greet the MEC for Arts and Culture, Arts, Culture and Sport, Mayor Mashamba. Let me also greet the CEO of Freedom Park Trust, Dr. Serote, the CEO of the South African Heritage Resources Agency, Mr. Pagamani Butilis.
Ngaupupipaza aboba bachikori bakolibuwa bomatsira badoba pu balibuwa Maulisei Mufarisa Minister Mayor Shubo Mapudafasi na bo MEC ba Shuba Province ba zwa mitambo na zwa sialala bomme Mashamba badoba pu basumbedza bakolibuwa bo Pakami Putelezi bane baba basara balibuwa hapo na mkala banera badiba ba Freedom Park bo Dr. Serote kabu kopana barbalebuwa batu basara baba imejingi bo Pakamani Putelezi le mukhalabari na Dr. Serote baba janko Freedom Park libo Mabunda kina leo mniti ya uraba hona ba Sun Park hammo balibuwa li minister warina mego Mapudafasi limme warina wa mu province bo MEC Mashamba mahoshi arina libatu kawakariki.
Let me also greet you, all of you. Dumelang, Sani Bonani, Moluini, Dimachilun, Huyamore, Abushe. Good morning. I will apologize to you humbly for the language that I'm going to use. When Mr. Machila was calling me, I didn't know whether he was saying I should be killed or not. And I nearly ran away, and the deputy minister was saying, no, they are just calling you to the podium. Because of, I'm still grappling with the language. So, please, with your apologies. I will use the foreign language and as I'm doing the program directing. But however, we do have able interpretation or interpreters here. The service is done by a very able gentleman. Thank you so much, our leaders. The people who are leaders here that I've called are synonymous with the struggle for liberation in our country. Mayor Joyce, Mayor Mapudafasi, Mayor Serote. I can say that we are coming from different provinces. These are the names that have always been, featuring. They are household names of the struggle for liberation. I cannot forget the traditional leader or leadership of Khoisan people. The first people, our ancestors, as South Africans. Thank you so much, sir. And having said that, over to you.
Nga upuphaza musi vho matsila vha tshi mbudza uri ndi denge no phanda ndo pfa ndo tshuwa fhedzi vho minista vha mbudza uri hayi ahuna zwino dina takutshedza nda vhona zwa uri luambo holu ngauri a thi to lu ḓivha zwavhuḓi ndi ḓo to zwi itisa hani fhedzi ndi khou livhuwa uri hu na vhathu vhane vha ḓo ri thusa nga u ṱalutshedza vhari a ri hangwi vho mme vha lwela mbofholowo vhane ra vha navho fhano vho mme Mapudafasi, vho mme Joyce Mashamba na vho mukala washu ndi vha vhidza so vho Dr. Willie Serote na vhaṅwevho vhane vha vha hone fhano. Zwino vhari a ri hangwi u livhuwa vha lushaka lwashu lwa vhaseni na mahosi ashu na vhaṅwe vhathu vhane vha vha hone fhano ri khou pfa ri tshi vha livhuwa. Ke ka tlhompho o leboha he ke bitwa mo pele ke kwele ke sa tshwarea botse ka ke putsisa gore na ke tlo bolela bjang mara ke a leboha ka gore o na le batho ba re thušang gore batho ba borena ba kgone go kwa gore go bolelwa ka eng. Re leboha bomme ba rena ba lwela tokologo, bomme ba rena bo Joyce Mapudafasi le bomme Joyce Mashamba le bo Dr. Willie Serote le ba bangwe le o leboa ba lapa ba rena ba Masana le magoši a rena le batho ka go akaretša re a le leboa.
With just my few remarks before I call the first speaker, it is a very great honor to be part of this history-making cleansing ceremony following the heels of a moving symbolic reburial that took place almost a week ago at the University of Pretoria. On behalf of the National Research Council of South Africa, I extend warm greetings to each and everyone. Here is a history making. Why? Because 50 years ago, we know that civilization, that was a complete civilization, where we had the whole of humanity. Our people already were living here in this place in a complete civilization. Today we've come to deny the fact that human civilization originated from Europe and somewhere outside Africa. We've come to symbolize the fact that it is Africa where human civilization started. Africa civilized all other continents of the world. It is therefore not surprising that we make the statement again that today the world shall know that our heritage is old, more than 2.5 billion years old. And thanks for our ancestors. Thanks for what they have done. Mapungubwe today stand alongside other great civilizations that left their traces. Mapungubwe can now stand shoulder to shoulder with Egypt, Parano, the Timbuktu of Mali, the Indus civilization, the Great Wall of China, the Roman Empire, the ancient Greek Empire, and many more others. In my summary, I'm saying that as the Heritage Council, we have come to reclaim our humanity. We have come to reclaim of being, to restore the dignity of the African people. And lastly, we hope that our children, who must know this history, will indeed drink from this sacred space so that they are aware about this heritage. It is for our kids, it is for our children. Those are just opening remarks from the Heritage Council of South Africa before I call people.
Europe. I just want to say in short, Tabulo itomile mo, aikiru Europe. Tabulo itomile mo rebengona, anamo Africa. Yana pile ya yela belo chana kanok. That's all what I can say. Mara zino at diburi ngati venda tabulo ki nduri mberere. Mberero. Yeah, not in mberere. Mberere the culture. Mberero. Mvelero kuwa bachifura batu bari mvelero yotomanga makuwa asizoni mvelero yotomene pa Mapungubwe nga batu batu batoma uita zwezi za ukanda dzitsimbi na zwithu zote yoba yone dorobo ya utoma Africa ene pa Mapungubwe ndizwezo.
I will now call my first speaker.
Mr. Machiles made this announcement, which I'm not going to repeat, that there's just light changes here. The manager of the park, Mr. Chimangat, will welcome all of us here so that everything we do, we know that the housekeeper, the homeowner, has actually welcomed us. Thank you. Lodger. Thank you very much, Program Director. Program Director. I never thought that I would be a compromise candidate for welcoming you, but I accept it because I'm really an ambitious young man who wants to see himself somewhere. Thank you very much, Program Director. Bome Maputafasi, Bome Mashamba, Bokoti, Bo Pakamani Butelezi, now Dr. Serote, including Dr. Advocate Sonawile Mangoda. You are most welcome in Mapungubwe. Risa angwi na bangwe watu wote ni bonongari no tanganezwa no te hapa na musi ngantani auri Mapungubwe ni World Heritage Site ndi petu abufa alifasi zwino ezi tuzichikwete yangotorali ndiyazi diba zori batu banji hapa no na musi basi diba zori Mapungubwe ni National Park. But one of the other things that we are forgetting is that it's also a World Heritage Site, it's also a National Heritage Site. And Musi zilishko bona batu botorali riparo takara ngamanga ngantani auri asipaka nji pano Afrika chipembe zinena wana batu bote botodzula botorali bachiko takalera kufa habo bachiko takalera mvelele zabo ubva murao. So I think with this kind of attendance it's not going to be the end of it. we are going to celebrate these kind of events on a yearly basis, because Mapungubwe was declared a World Heritage Site not as a national park, but as a cultural landscape, which means that the issues of culture are of priority to us. But what I want to say is that I really appreciate it, and Zianta Katanane uwa park manager wa parka edorario ine yagori ni parka ine yaba yamvelele na utsila. So ngani maifi matukutukui ndiri watu wote notanganezo ipania ya
Mangazo park manager porque monna machato krile batho mo bolela ka hore he me raisa ona ke nna ke tsentse ngo bolela ruri ka kwa ke thabile haholo ka hore ke motho ya ke nyaka ngo tswelela pele ka moka titweni ni re kaya ni amukeriwile mo parking ya rena la tsori parka e I know ba parka fair it declared a World Heritage and also a national one. So, ukwa atabile aholo ngubona batho dicho tsa fa papa na ba ile mo ba dutse ba kopani ba tlo thabela bogwa ba bora khulukuku wa bona. So are o lebeletse gore a se dilo tse tlong ba gona ma mothafela re ta tswela pele re shumela phaka ile o bona gore dilo di tsamaya botse ka bothuswane ya leboa.
Thank you so much. We now get the next speaker. We really do not have time. I will appeal to my speakers. I know they're not going to disappoint me. Even if you thought that really we wanted to take as much time as possible. But because of time, we started late. It was supposed to start at 9:30. And now it's really going towards 11:30. So that we will really, try to summarize our inputs. The first one, as you can see, I'm not even calling a cultural group. I was supposed to call a cultural group right now, but because of time. But don't think that you're not going to get time to sing, to perform. Our cultural groups are going to get time, really. I don't want one day to be pointed out that we were supposed to have done something, but that man, there was a tall, black man who really did not want us to come in. So I don't want that. I don't just want you to come at a proper time. I will call you. Please, I know that our children, our sisters, our brothers, they want to perform to show respect to their ancestors. Over to you, sir.
Bamini wa sicho retalefa nako la vina la taba. Eske la isa di pelo mafisha re lebeletse nako re rata gore moshumo yo o fele ka nako. Ba mitshino ya sialala re kore mapapu pasi tshifhinga tshi ḓo swika vha tshina re kho to itela tshifhinga zwa uri ri tshimbidze mushumo washu